talented vet Dom is back on Creature Corner today, guys. He's got some interesting tips for us and a pet of the week. It's all right here, right for you, right now. I've got Dom on Creature Corner. Welcome to the show again.
Thanks, Camilla.
You have got ticks in that little jar.
That's right. These are paralysis ticks. So when a dog walks through the bush, these little blighters can attach to their skin and can cause a real problem because they actually inject a poison into the bloodstream and it can paralyse. Once we discover that the dog or cat has a tick, we remove the tick, inject them with an anti-tick serum, and that counteracts the toxin. The animals can get very sick because it paralyses their breathing. They can die.
How long does it take?
Between 5 and 6 days from the attachment to when they start to show symptoms.
How do you find them?
Well, it can be really difficult sometimes. Sometimes it's easy, they're attached to the head or the face, but sometimes we've actually got to shave the entire animal. These guys are actually attracted to carbon dioxide, so they will often attach around the head and the face because this is where the carbon dioxide is when we breathe in and out.
Yeah.
So they can get in the lips, in the ears, in the eyelids. These tiny little ones, about the size of a pinhead, that's what they look like when they first attach. What we normally tell people is that if you notice the dog is wobbly, panting heavily, just not right, especially if it's in summertime, I'd get it up to your vet quick smart. It can be cured. It's not easy. From the point we give them the injection of the tick serum, it can still take 24 hours before it starts to work. Paralysis ticks are down the eastern seaboard. They're nowhere else, and especially in bushy areas where there could be lots of wildlife, because ticks live on wildlife. Prevention's the big thing, and there's a lot of really good products on the market. There's some collars, spot-on formulations on the back of the neck you can use, but nothing beats a daily tick search. They feel like a tiny little lump.
How do you get it off?
Just getting your fingernails just underneath the tick, right at the skin surface, gently pulling it off, it'll come off. We mostly prefer the pet owners to take them to the vet, so we can assess it and say, yes, that's a tick, and then we've got little extractors which you can pull them off. But the thing about ticks is if you start fiddling with them, mucking around with them, it actually stimulates them to produce more toxin. So they can actually inject more toxin into the dog. So you have to be calm, quiet, put the dog in the car, have the air conditioning on and drive them up.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for that info.
And Taya's come into the hospital today because her owner's discovered a lump. So she's going to have an operation today to remove the lump. I've seen Taya a few times over the years and for some reason seems to be prone to getting these little lumps in her skin. And we've had some of them tested before and they have come back as tumours. Luckily with her they are benign tumours. Benign means that they're not going to spread internally. Technically they're not cancerous. They're still an abnormal growth and if we don't remove it, they will continue to get quite big. She's just about to have an anaesthetic now, so she's going to be fast asleep. Then we're going to shave the area, and she's actually going to have an operation that we're actually going to cut the tumour out. We will send the lump to the lab and have it analysed and find out exactly what it is. There are some tumours in dogs that are caused by excessive sunlight. Animals that are not desexed are more prone to getting tumours. Other ones, we just don't know. They just seem to come up. She's had blood tests done, so we know everything's good on the inside. So I expect everything to go well. It went very well.
Yes.
Yeah, she's good.
So you actually found another tumour?
Tiny little one, yeah, about 2 millimetres.
Wow.
Not very big, but it could grow into another one. So it wouldn't make sense to leave it and then cut it off at a later stage. We took the advantage of taking it off at the same time. She'll be asleep for another 10 or 15 minutes. Amy's going to just to keep an eye on her and just make sure she's picking up okay.
Well done you. You've got a pet of the week for us.
Yes.
Okay, once you've cleaned up and we'll get going.
Yes, lovely. You can meet Sweetie.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks so
no
much.
worries.
Dom has got a wonderful pet of the week for us, guys. Thanks, Dom. Who's this gorgeous thing?
This is Sweetie. She's only a young cat and she's had a really, really tough beginning. Despite everything that's happened to her, she's the sweetest, friendliest little cat you'll ever meet.
No, look at her. She's just so laid back and gorgeous.
Yeah, she was abandoned and ended up at the pound and she was actually on death row. What they didn't realise that she was also pregnant. They can get pregnant early. She wasn't ready for it. Unfortunately, because she was in the pound and she had a bad infection, she had a miscarriage. And then the good folks at Sydney Animal Second Chance rescued her. They brought her up here, so we checked her over. She was not eating and quite sick. Took an x-ray and unfortunately it showed that she still had some kittens still in there. She had an emergency cesarean section. She's now eating well, her temperature's normal. Now we've just got to get her through the recovery period, find a home for her.
Yeah.
She loves people. She'd be great with kids. I think she would suit any sort of home, even if they did have a dog.
How do we get hold of you to get this little cat?
Animal clinic number here at Beverly Hills Animal Hospital.
Thanks again, Dom.
No problems.
See you again next time.